Yeah, man, come on, bro.
Right, Real As It Gets, episode 11. Today I've got with me Salah Khalifa, my brother. If you've been following my podcast for a little while now, you would see that a few episodes ago I had Nesrin Dali on. This is her husband, pair of legends, and I'm happy to have you on, bro. Thank you for coming.
Absolute pleasure, man. I can't wait to chat to you.
Yeah, let's talk about how we know each other first. So, I was following Nez for a little while, and I follow a few people in the industry, and I saw them doing pads of you. You was beasting them. Done the podcast with Nez, and she spoke so highly of you, man. I don't know if you've listened to the episode. She just really spoke highly of you. And then that was it. That was it for me. I was just like, all right, cool. Let me meet him. Let me have a pad session with him, and then see if we clicked. And we clicked right off the bat. Put me through my fucking paces, man. That was a hard session. That was tough.
Listen, Nez said straight away, as soon as you finished that podcast, he said, yo, man, you're going to get along with him.
Yeah, good. Yeah, good. And so, yeah, let's start from the beginning, right? Why Muay Thai? So, sorry, let me elaborate, actually. Salah is a 3-time world champion in Muay Thai. But what made you pick that? Out of all the martial arts you could have picked, why that?
Listen, as cheesy as it sounds, Muay Thai picked me.
Yeah?
Like, in all honesty, I would have probably done something else. Like, I don't know, maybe boxing, or because, you know, growing up watching Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, all of these great fighters and athletes, that's probably what I would have liked to do. But there wasn't that many local boxing gyms. I like to fight just naturally. I just like to fight. Yeah, I just like to fight. I like to test myself. I like the adrenaline. I just like it. So growing up and being in school, I was always that guy that if anything was to happen or kick off, that's it. I'll be straight away. Like, I'll be there.
Go get Salah.
Yeah. And then obviously video phones started coming out, and there'll be like video clips of, you know, me starting fights or having scraps or whatever. Yeah. So that's how it started. And then obviously, you know, one thing leads to another. You get a little bit older. There was a boy, Kyan Prince, in my school. He was a year older than me.
He was friends with someone in my school, actually. Yeah.
He got Dean stabbed and lost his life, and that hit, you know, my community, all of my friends, my whole year quite bad, because he was such a good people.
He was on the way to be like high up as a professional footballer, right?
Yeah.
I remember
his dad was a boxer as well, so it was just that made me kind of realise it's hard, and it's not easy on these streets. People, you know, lose their life. So one, it's weird because I didn't get scared. It just made me feel like, you know what, I have to hit first. I have to.
It's like
it's
eye opener sort of thing.
That's
like
it. On the defense, exactly.
That's the reality of it then.
Exactly that. So it's like, you know what, I just thought twice about everything. And if there was a situation, I'll be the first to hit. I'll be the first to kind of get into trouble. And then just because I was
to save your life, save your own life, sort of thing. Yeah.
So then that happened, and then obviously as you get older, you know, trouble gets bigger. Police start coming to your house. It's just a vicious circle, man. You just looking for that next high, that next, you know, adrenaline rush, that next. And then my dad just like, yo, man, it's not right. Like,
was it your dad that guided you towards it?
He said, nah, it's not good.
Go and get paid for it.
Yeah, he said to me, he said, you know, if you can do this properly at professional level, you will get paid. I said, nah, what are you talking about? No way. He said, yeah, man, you do it, you're proper. Took me to the gym. I think I was about 14, 15, and they said, nah, he's too young, you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they said, nah, he's too young.
That's strange, because they start you like 5-6 years old at boxing, no?
This was I don't know, maybe like over 10 years ago. So it was like this particular gym, they said, nah, he's too young. And then like I said, what do you mean I'm too young? Like, I can take all of these. What are you talking about? Like, they look like geeks in this gym. They look like. The guy started laughing, and then my dad said, listen, please, like, you know, I just want to put him in. I don't care what happens. I'll walk out. That's it. Paid my insurance, and he was like, that's it. It's in your hands. And then listen, I never looked back since, man.
And obviously being a father yourself as well, you see
Now.
where he's coming from.
Now.
Like, just wanting to save your kid, like get him out of shit and put him into something that's actually worth it.
15, 16 years ago, because I just thought, yeah, whatever, I'll do this for a week.
Yeah.
Or if anything, it'll make me better for the real life fights, and then that's it. But yeah, man, it changed my life. I then fought, I think like 1 or 2 months later, and I won. I done really, really well, and it just paid off. And I had like, you know, loads of amateur fights, and it was really, really good for me. And it just focused me, because I didn't have no time, no energy to be on the streets or to fight. Or if I get injured, I'm not gonna fight for my gym, and I'm gonna let my coach down. And you know,
so a lot of people riding on you, kind of thing.
That's kind of exactly. They want to let my dad down, and you know, I was the first in my family to do this, and I was probably the only brown person in that gym. So it was like, you know.
Where was the first gym you started at?
Burn Oak. So,
okay.
Yeah, it was in Burn Oak, North West London. It was like in a back like alleyway, bro, like all drug dealers. And
Really?
it was horrible, proper horrible. Like just walking through there, bro, you'd have maybe 2 fights on the way to the gym, just walking through that alleyway.
You know what's funny though? Like when people hear about London, they think London's a proper nice place. It is,
Yeah.
but it's also not.
People
Like
don't
there's
know,
a
bro.
gritty side to London, isn't there? And it's like with council estate culture, people don't really know unless they've lived it.
Bro, I'm first generation here. Yeah, so I don't. The only family that I have here is my mum and dad, my brothers and sisters. Everyone back home, North Africa. What, you living in London? You must be
Like,
doing
yeah.
good. Thinking that I live in heaven. They don't realise. People get robbed. People get stabbed. People are struggling
And
to
it's
pay
got
rent.
worse. It's got worse now.
People are struggling to pay rent.
Mm.
You get me? It's no joke. It's not easy. I mean, okay, if I get a cut, then I can go to the hospital and I won't catch diseases I never. But still, bro, it's no joke, man.
Yeah, no, it's not at all. So talk to me. Does it even fucking sound mad? Like obviously you must have had it as your dream, but does it sound mad that you've been 3-time world champion? Did you ever believe? Like, did you ever walk into it? Like first walk into it, going, "I'm gonna be champion at this."
100%.
Yeah.
Like,
You had that mindset just
Yeah,
from
straight
the
away.
get-go.
I said, I want to get to the top. I want to beat everyone, and I want to be the best. I want to be like a name to be recognised. And it's funny because I watched a video of Mike Tyson. He was talking about all these belts, and he said, "Oh, these belts are trash. They don't mean nothing." And I thought, what's he talking about? Like, that is my ultimate dream. All I want to do is have these belts and become world champion.
And
So I
just
could
be
never
like,
relate to that.
I done this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was like I used to put myself to sleep dreaming about becoming world champion. Literally.
But they say that when you hear of every success story, like the champions do feel like that, don't they? It's
Bro,
like on
like-
their mind all day. It's all they're thinking
No
about.
joke. Like, and that is for real. Like, that's all. I was in class, bro, for school, and I was just be thinking about training, what I'm going to do, what I'm going to improve, how I'm going to fight, where am I going to go next, what belt I want. I mean, trying to work my way up the rankings, and I would literally put myself to sleep just thinking about, like, playing in my head how I'm going to fight next, what I need to improve, what I need to do, how I can get fitter, and it was just like literally 24/7.
Was there a turning point on the journey? Was there a bit where you thought, "Fuck, this is real. Like I'm very close to being champion here." Like where was that one moment? Was it when you went Thailand or?
Do you know what? It's weird because that moment, the turning point for me, was when I was told I'd never be able to fight again. So I
Like,
had,
what was that?
yeah. So I had my first ever fight on one of Kieran Keddle's shows, and I think it was my first maybe C class. So like just after I finished my amateur fight. So like my amateurs would be like in shin guard, sometimes with a head guard, and then to take the step to the C class, you take the shin guards off and head guard off. So it's like real life, like shin to
So it's
shin
like
guard.
proper
Yeah.
like experiencing it.
And I was fighting this geezer, and he was pretty good. We was going for it, and I was loving it. And then we got into the clinch, and started kneeing away, and I threw him. But I've thrown him so hard that I throw my shoulder with him,
Oh fuck.
and my shoulder popped out, dislocated my shoulder mid-fight.
Shit.
And I'm there thinking, like I can still carry on. Referee's going, nah, mate. Your
Shoulders just fucking took a left. Like it's out of there.
So that fight was a no contest. But it gets worse because after we went into the change rooms, and the paramedic there, this geezer had no idea what he was doing, bro. He tried popping it back in maybe 4 or 5 times.
Fuck.
Tore everything, bro.
He made it worse.
Yeah,
Fucking hell.
yeah. Went obviously to the hospital, gas in there, popped it back in. Then they said, cool, you've got to do your rehab, see how it goes, make it stronger. Did all of that for 6 months. Remember, this is after my first proper fight, so I'm thinking, yes, after this, that's it. 6 months, do my rehab, just get back in the gym, got my appointment, MRI, check it, and they said, nah, man, it's like really badly damaged. All of that was a waste of time. You need to get keyhole surgery,
Fuck.
get it sorted. And then they said, to be honest with you, you're better off like finding something else because it's going to be very difficult for that to be strong again. And then you're going to punch, you're going to clinch, it can pop out again.
Have you had any niggles with it since? Like, has it gone? Has it gone during fight? Yeah, touch
Never,
wood, don't-
never. But I've had guys that have had similar injuries that up until today, they still have these issues. But when it comes to recovery, I'm very focused, dedicated. So I did another 6 months of rehab, got back fighting. I had like loads of mental issues with it because I just wasn't punching before because I was scared. I had loads of mental blocks.
Just didn't want to go through that pain again.
Yeah,
sort of thing.
exactly.
And then confirm what they had said.
Exactly. So it was very hard, but it changed my whole style. Because starting Muay Thai, obviously, I was just like
Aggressive.
punching.
going for
Yeah,
that.
because that's what I knew. On the streets, you'd punch.
Yeah.
No one, you don't see.
No,
people
one,
just
you
kicking.
never,
No
you
one's
never see
kicking.
someone being like, "Oh, look how good my defense is." You just want
Yeah.
to smash them up and
Exactly.
just get out of there.
So I went from that to not punching at all and
Yeah.
becoming a kicker.
Okay.
So I then had to up my game. I had to kick properly. I had to teep properly. I had to knee properly. I had to do all these other things that I was never good at, and I never used to use because I used to just punch. That was my, So it was good because it changed my whole style, changed my game plan. I then became a kicker. And then never looked back since, man. 2-3 years later down the line, still working my way up the rankings, and then got over the the mental block and thing with punching, and now
So when did you lose the last title? And then did you take a break from there? Because you say you're working yourself back up the rankings. Was that because
now I
time off or?
Yeah, now I am. So when I had my daughters,
Yeah.
I had my daughters. I took 2 years out. I said, listen, forget training, forget fighting. I've achieved everything that I want to achieve.
Which is fair enough. 3 times.
Yeah. And I wanted to just chill out, spend time with my kids, because you don't get that time back.
Of course.
At the same time, my daughter was born. I joined the fire service. So I worked for the London Fire Brigade. I thought, you know what? It's a great shift pattern. It's something that my daughters would be proud of. It's a very respectable job, but also it's very physical, so I can still stay fit.
What is the shift pattern? How would you juggle that around fight training?
So it's good because it's 4 days on, 4 days off.
Ah, okay.
So you'd have 2-day shift, 2 night shift, and you get 4 days off. We do like really long hours, so we start at 9, finish at 8, that kind of thing. But you can train on duty.
Ah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, but then you get to do 4 days off. So obviously I could take my daughter to school, and train and all that kind of stuff. So then my life took a whole different turn. That was my first job.
Okay.
Before that, I was just teaching and training and fighting and all that kind of stuff. So joined the fire service when I had my daughter, took some time out, and then obviously that hunger's still there, man. You still want to do more. Now I'm like,
especially because you tasted it 3 times. Yeah, it must be like, I can do this again.
Someone's watching me now.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? She's looking up to me like, I've got to show her that it can be done. Mummy and daddy are really cool.
Yeah. Mate, just on that topic, and we'll get back to it. I often think, because I'm a big fucking kid myself, I always think, especially in London, you see how you get these little shits that try to rob people. Can you imagine the poor fucker that tries to rob you and Ness walking down the road? Yeah. Would you just look at each other and just go, I got this, babe? And she'll go, no, I got this.
No, it's
and
just funny because
both Muay Thai fighters, that must be insane.
But I tell you, like, thank God we've never had to go through that.
Yeah, no, of course.
People can feel the energy. Like back in the day when I knew nothing, people used to always try at me. Always.
Yeah.
Now I know everything. First of all, they just can feel, this guy.
He's too calm.
He's
not being reactive.
The energy he's giving off is like,
he doesn't need to scare me kind of thing.
Whereas the louder the person is, what do they say? There's that saying, isn't it?
The loudest person in the room's the weakest.
You get me?
Yeah.
So it's like now no one ever tries it. They just can feel the energy.
Let's hope it stays that way.
Which is good.
Poor fuckers.
But also even for me, like if anyone was to try it, unless I feel like my life was threatened, I would never lay my hands on it.
I was going to say that must have been a hard part to learn. You will probably learn it in the middle of your journey, not now. Obviously, like you say, you're fucking at the top of your game. But going from reacting over pride as a kid, and then having to sort of go, fucking now I really know what I'm doing. If someone tries it, I've just got to be like, no, I'm cool.
It was very natural, just because you do something, you hit someone, their head hits the floor, they die. You're classified as a weapon.
Yeah.
You're a martial artist, you're an athlete. So it's like, it's just not worth it. And the poor guy, like, he just, I don't know, could be acting. We were all dumb and ignorant at some point.
We've all at that age.
So he's acting out of emotion. I don't know what's going on in his life. He could be going through a divorce. He could be, I mean, once you start learning and realising that, you think it's not worth it.
Yeah.
I'm going to kick you to prove what? Nothing. I get paid to compete. There's no need for me to do that now.
Good.
I could, 1, injure myself, so I won't be able to earn no money.
Yeah.
Or 2, injure you really badly, go to prison, and that's my daughter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then the role model for your kids.
Finished.
And there's loads that just comes with it. Isn't
It just defeats the purpose.
Would you get your kids into Muay Thai?
100%.
They already they started it already.
Yeah, they already
I think Nez mentioned something like that actually.
Yeah.
That's good. Would you allow them to fight?
Fine, I'm not too sure, man.
Because it's tough. Like it's easier said for you and Nez because you've dealt with whatever like if your family may not want you to do it, but you're grown ups now. But you've got kids now, so it's like
my mum hated it. Like me and my dad used to sneak out and not tell her until after. We'd be like, Sally's just had a fight.
But what does she think when you become world champion?
Yeah, after she's like, okay, now I know he can look after himself. He's good. I get it. But the whole reason I fight for a living is so my daughters don't have to fight for a living, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, I want to provide for them. I never got given anything from anyone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, that's the whole reason. I want them to have a better life than me. I don't want them to have to struggle or fight. Like, the dream for me would be for Yaz to play tennis.
Really? Amazing.
You know what I mean? She'll be good. Yeah. You know what I mean? But if she wants to fight, if she wants to box, I'll understand. And I'll be like, yeah, cool, I'll support you. And I'll make sure you're the best. I ain't got worries.
Yeah,
you
forgot to put in the hours.
Yeah. But yeah, ideally I wouldn't, no one wants to see
no
their
one wants to see their kids fight. No. Agreed. Speaking of the youth, talk to me about Health Hub. Nez has touched on this before. What made you want to make a change for the youth? Is it because of where you come from and how you were brought up and the things you went through as a kid?
Yeah, one quote that really stuck with me is, be the change you want to see.
I like that.
And I love that. And ever since I heard that, I was like, wow, that really hits home. And it's like, everyone wants to see this change, that change. They want to see this, they want to see that, and it's like you got to do it.
You got to do, right?
Yeah, we used to have a youth club not too far from us, and it was amazing. We used to go there whenever I was stressed, whenever I was angry, whenever I had issues. I'm there talking to like-minded people.
Yeah.
And it was like play snooker, you know, do this.
Yeah, same as us. That was
Yeah.
I honestly put a lot of thanks to the youth club on my estate at the time, because they try their hardest to keep everyone out of trouble.
Of course, and
Especially our one. I think ours was the only youth club pretty much on the Harrow Road, and we had 3 estates that would come and chill there, and they was just trying their hardest to like come here, watch films, go on the internet, play snooker. We'll try do some trips for you or whatever. Just don't fucking be out there causing shit.
more time.
And they tried their hardest.
They didn't even get paid.
No, yeah, no, and even the ones that did get paid. Like,
Yeah.
a friend of mine, Evans, is still doing youth work, and he's like, mate, the money's shit, but I'm in it for the passion. If I can make an impact on kids' lives.
Yeah, save your life or keep your
This is
save
it, exactly.
someone else's life.
And he always used to say to me, oh, mate, you was a fucking nightmare, like a ball in a
Yeah.
china shop. But
Trust me.
now he always messages me saying, I see you doing well, and I'm really proud of you. And it's like, his job paid off, and I'm so grateful for it. So like, estates need more youth clubs,
Bro, for real.
but with caring workers as well, not the ones that are just there for a paycheck. They need like
But for
more
now,
youth
let's just have
workers.
the youth club.
Yeah, yeah,
For
agreed.
now, I don't
Somewhere
care
to go.
who runs. Yeah, I don't
Somewhere
care
to
who
go.
runs it. Let's just have somewhere that I can go to, that my kids can go to, rather than being on the street.
Do you remember though, got back in the day, just chilling on road, and how, when I think back to it now, you'd spend hours, it wouldn't matter how cold it was, you'd just
Bro,
be out.
On my BMX.
Oh,
just
mate,
chilling out.
and it's fucking, what a waste of time.
Yeah,
It
we
was
just
just a proper waste of time, wasn't it?
proper. But you know, at the end of the day, we learnt life skills, we communicated, we come up with all sorts of games. It's very different now. Our
Yeah.
kids have got phones, they've got social media. It's very different.
You never see them messing around on the estate, really. It's
Never.
always, do
Never.
you know what, it's quite toxic as well. I know money is important if you want to get a head start in life. Yes, obviously we should all be chasing happiness, but let's be realistic, you need some money just to have a decent life for your family, you
Of
know?
course, yeah.
I feel like that's filtered down to the youth, whereas you see like 11, 12-year-olds that have got money on their mind now. It's like, yeah, I need to secure the bag. I'm like,
What?
fucking 11 years old. You should be
What?
playing runouts,
Trust me.
4 goals,
Trust me.
like shit like that.
Yeah.
And that's what I think's really gone bad, man.
Yeah, it's hard though because, bro, being a parent, you let your kids out, something happens, you're to blame. You don't
Yeah.
let your kids out, something happens, you're to blame.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, it's such a catch. Now, bro, everyone's got knives. Now the streets ain't the same as
No,
before,
they're not
bro.
at all.
Back
People
in
are
the
carrying
day,
them just for a statement.
bro, back in the day, you can have a punch up, no problem. 2-3 weeks later, you're friends. Do
I
you know
remember,
that?
I remember years ago there was this little estate that we had problems with, and one person was known for stabbing.
Yeah.
Everyone was terrified of that
Yeah,
person.
yeah,
Thinking,
yeah.
"Oh, fuck, if he's coming, you're gonna
Yeah.
get stabbed." Now it's normal,
Bro, no.
and that's what's fucking scary.
people listen to
And that was only
Yeah.
10 years ago.
It's no joke.
It's crazy.
It's no joke out there. So it's very hard now being a parent. What you do, which is why, you know, I'm trying to get my daughters busy. Every day of the week they doing something.
Good.
You know, whether it's physical, whether it's educational, they're doing something because I never want them to just sit there thinking, oh, how am I going to entertain myself? Let me cause some trouble. Let me
Yeah,
make some
yeah, yeah.
money. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah.
And did that carry over to Health Hub? You wanted to do the same
Definitely.
thing?
Definitely. So the whole reason behind Health Hub is, you know, everything's in the name. It's a health hub. So I want a place. It's basically like a youth club.
Yeah.
Okay, where people can come, learn about themselves, learn about health, become better people, train, and like I just think of it as I'm investing in the community because this is a community that my daughters are going to go into. My daughters are going to go into. So if that community is better, it's safer for them. So yeah, we do kids programs, TIFIC programs where we kind of provide free sessions for kids that can't afford it.
Yeah.
But also we do paid sessions for kids that can afford it. So
That's fucking amazing in
we
itself.
kind of-
The fact that you're doing it for people that can't afford it, just giving them that option of
100%.
there's no reason for them to go, oh, I can't afford it, I can't go.
No.
That's
Just
big,
turn
man.
up.
I appreciate
Yeah, no, don't worry, your session's on me.
Yeah.
Just come, give me 100%. That's not a problem. Because a lot of the time, people like myself, like I couldn't afford training back in the day.
Yeah.
But my dad, you know, he managed to pay for a month, and after that, they said, listen, he's coming every day. He's keeping him off the street. Don't worry about paying us. Just make sure you give 100%.
Amazing.
So-
What does your family back home think of you when you become champion?
So
and
yeah,
done
man,
the journey?
they're
You're
happy.
proud.
They're happy,
Good.
and very proud. You know, they always want me to come home and bring it, you know, bring stuff home.
Yeah.
And, you know, kind of teach and just kind of.
Would that be an option in the future?
Definitely,
Yeah.
100%. You see, like, you know me, bro. I'm 100 miles an hour. Anything,
yeah.
I'm up for it.
Yeah, that's
Let's
true.
go. Oh, what, you want me to go
You're
Africa next week?
non-stop,
Cool,
you're
no
non-stop.
problem. Yeah. So, yeah, no, it's good. It's very, very good. But also, it's like, it can be done. Anything can be done.
Yeah, it can.
And it just makes, you know, when someone you know has made it, and you think, right, he's just touched it, or he's just secured a bag, I can do it too.
Of course.
He can do it too. Do you know what I mean? So it's
No, I
like,
respect that you and Nez are 100 mile an hour smashing it in the industry in a respectful way as well, which is not often done. You both got 2 kids, both PTs, you both fight, but you still manage to be great parents. That's a lot in itself.
Right, yeah,
do you know what I mean? And you're still chasing more, which is fucking epic, man.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's like you've got to set an example. I can tell my daughters or the people around me, do this, do this, do this, do this. Until I do it myself, until I show them, yo, I'm up 6 a.m. running, or I'm home 10 o'clock, and then I'm going to work on my own projects, then they'll never, believe me or see that it's able to be done. But yeah, so like health, it's just something that I want to be able to. It's like be able to provide, give back. It's legacy. Like I want people to think, yo, because of Salah, because of Health Hub, I wasn't on the streets. Just look back at it and say, yo, because this was there, it made me better. Like I've got some of these kids, man. They come from mad backgrounds, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and now they're amazing.
What's the range, the age range for the kids?
So we start all the way from like 6, which is my daughter's age, all the way up to like 15, 16.
Amazing.
And
that's
I feel like
a good age as well to get them in, because that's the
I started
point
at 15.
But yeah.
That's when I started.
That's when they normally get into trouble. So if you can keep them in there, then
also,
that's amazing.
They ain't got nothing to relate with like their teachers. Their teachers don't talk like them.
Yeah.
They ain't been through what they've been through. So when they come to train with me, yeah, man, some of them don't even want to come train, bro. They trying to come and chat.
Yeah.
And just be there. Like what is with this one kid.
That's enough for them.
Yeah, he just wants to be by my side to help out. I said, cool, no problem. Because, you have to be able to talk to them in a language that they can understand.
Yeah.
And a lot of people just come for that, and that's good enough for me, That's probably good enough.
So it was Health Hub where me, Ryan, Liv and Phil came down? Was that the community? We was in a different gym. That's when we done the... So me, Salah, Nez and the Health Hub community, and was Thai Fit as well.
Yeah.
Everyone was there. We had to do 1,000 kicks for Palestine. What a day. That was amazing, man. That was a big vibe.
Yeah.
And I remember, who was the little kid next to me?
Ibrahim.
Oh, mate, he finished his 1,000 kicks. Yeah. And I was only on 200. And I looked at the little man. How old was he?
I don't even know.
About 6?
Yeah,
5 or 6?
7,
and he was just whacking the pads, and I thought, okay, cool, I'm going to level up. But it was just a big vibe. That was a good day. Any more events like that?
But so that's the thing. With Health Hub, it's like... the greatest thing about it is we go everywhere. We'll come to you.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people can't come to us. If we're ever in one place or we have one place, okay, cool. Like we're in North London. What about West, East? You know what I mean? South. So we'll come to you. So we do like loads of events in all gyms. So we do events in Muscle Based Gym, which is in Enfield. And we've done events in Edgware, North West London. We've done events everywhere. Wherever there's a gym that's willing and wants change, then we'll come and we'll say, you know what, we'll come with the equipment, we'll come with the staff, we'll plan everything, we'll do it all. All you've got to do is just give us the space to work in.
That's good to know.
So
I'll start looking around West.
Yeah, well, listen,
see if we can plan something, a big event.
Anything.
Because that was a good vibe, man. It was for a great cause as well. Obviously, Free Palestine.
Yeah. And
1,000 kicks, done and dusted. We need to get more of them done.
But like, no one's done that. And it's like, now, one, you'll never forget that day, but also yo, I can do 1,000 kicks.
Yeah.
Like that's.
But what I felt about that day as well is like that was real community. It didn't matter your colour, your religion, and nothing. We all came, and it was just a solid day. And that is proper community. Yeah. And that's what I loved about it. Left there on such a high. Such a high. Everyone enjoyed it as well.
Wicked. I think we're gonna next event's gonna be for Grenfell.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try and do. I'm not sure exactly what it's gonna be, but we're gonna try and raise money for Grenfell. Help them communities out.
You're gonna head down west for that one? Head down west.
Yeah, we're gonna do it close to there.
I'll build for that for you.
Yeah.
Big time. I get loads of people down for that.
So that's the next one. It's just like we're trying to help all sorts of communities. It don't matter what, where, when. We're just trying to give back, and that's
because that was going to be one of my questions about Health Hub. You're thinking to go bigger with it and have it in set locations, but you've just said you're happy to bounce everywhere. So
I think it's better that way. Like just before COVID, it's funny because just before COVID, we were going to have a massive new location.
Yeah.
We was going to, have an actual hub, a place. But obviously that fell through because of COVID and all that craziness.
I remember you saying,
like you got to just roll with the punches. Everything happens for a reason. So now we just, go to your location if you need help. If there's a community that's struggling, or there's a rising knife crime, whatever, we'll come down. We'll provide everything, and then we'll teach these kids that there's another side to life. I could have gone down that path, but now I'm traveling the world. Now I'm giving back. Do you know what I mean?
Making a proper impact. I like that. With the Thai Fit classes, they're mainly women, right?
So the Thai Fit. So my wife is obviously she wears a headscarf. She's veiled. So there's like obviously the fitness industry. Fitness industry.
Toxic industry.
And it's all about the more you show, the better.
I've messaged this so many times on this and say you don't understand the amount I respect you because you've done it in a way where you've it's literally just been about your passion and what you know and the
And
impact
bro,
you're making.
That journey was crazy.
I
'Cause
bet.
everyone was shooting her down.
Really?
She had the maddest, like, you don't even want to, I can't even repeat some of the stuff that was said to her, that was
Yeah.
said to us, that was, you know.
So she didn't say what was said, but on the podcast, I think she said that even some family members were kind of like turning her back around. That's
like,
fucking harsh, man.
Bro, you don't even want to know. Like,
And
it's
that's
crazy.
when she spoke so highly of you. She was like,
Yeah.
"You're the only one in her corner."
Because I didn't understand it.
Yeah, of course. Why
I didn't get
why
it.
would you? Because we don't see it that way.
Yeah, and don't
It's
forget, like, you know, my mum wears a headscarf. Like, it was just a norm to me. It's so funny because you just become so tolerant. People being racist to you, or people just dissing you, or saying things, you know, you just become so, like, that's just become such a norm. It's like, oh yeah, whatever, man, you're wrong, and just carry on. I'm gonna still do me, and I'm gonna prove you wrong.
It even has to be that way, though.
Yeah, so when she was like, yo, this is what's happening, I said, what? Like, this is crazy. Like, don't worry, you're gonna get through it. And then people now, them same people that used to be saying all them things are like, wow, oh, you're doing good.
Oh,
yo,
yeah,
wow.
trying to hit up for favours and all
I'm
that.
like,
It's
come
how you
on,
been?
man. Yeah, like, but it's funny, do you know why? Because if you ask someone for help, they laugh at you. Yeah, you do it without them, they hate on you. So it's like,
there's no winning kind of thing.
there's no
Yeah,
win.
yeah, you just got to do what you're doing anyway.
you gotta just do what you gotta do. And it's crazy, right?
Yeah. It's insane.
But also, like, you know, we're both very fire, so it's like if we put our head to something, it's getting done regardless. It's gonna get done.
Yeah.
And even though there's setbacks, there's another thing. It's like, you know, you ask for strength, and you ask for all of this stuff, and then like when you get the setbacks, you can't complain because that's what's gonna make you stronger.
Of course.
So just looking at it on that kind of yeah, you know what? Okay, it's a setback, but this is gonna make me stronger, and it's helped us in our relationships, helped us in our marriage, it's helped us with our kids. So, you know, it's been worth it, man. It's been worth it. But yeah, going back to that point, it's like, yeah, she's veiled. So it's like, you know, we want to provide a platform for women. Don't forget, I've got 2 daughters.
Of course.
So it's like, yeah, we want to provide a platform where women can be strong, they can be comfortable. But also, like, don't forget, I come from a culture where a woman is what holds the family together.
Too right.
Do you know
Fucking
what I
hell.
mean?
Yeah, of course.
So it's like, you know, there's loads of stereotypes where the man goes, he earns money, that and the other, but now, man, the woman is what holds that family together. So having strong women in the community, you know, it's a win-win for everyone. It's a win-win for everyone. So yeah, we thought, you know what, let's build a platform. So obviously, Nez, she was my first student. I said to her, listen, let's do this, let's do that, and then she's amazing. Now she got like wicked women classes.
Because I've seen, not just it's growing, like the female clients are growing, but it's even the diversity as well in the classes. I'm like, real diversity, not
man.
box ticking diversity, and that's
No,
what it's
no.
nice to see.
100%.
It's amazing.
And it's different. You can tell when it's genuine and when it's not genuine. You know, you can tell, you can feel it. But these women, man, they're going through all sorts of stuff, but they still turn up and they're just getting stronger. And then they're taking that back to their communities.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, people coming from all over the UK, bro. Even some from Europe, bro. It's just for these classes. Yeah,
Really?
man? And then they're taking that back, and it's like, yeah, that's what.
That was the goal. It's like,
that was
yeah,
the goal,
spread
yeah,
the message.
Exactly,
Yeah,
and
teach,
that's what makes
inspire.
you feel so good. Yeah. So yeah, Traffic's doing good. Health Hub's doing good. At some points, it's like, oh man, I've got a million things going on.
But to be fair, you both do.
The kids programs,
Yeah.
and you know, we've got graduation for level 2 like on Tuesday. So there's a lot going on. But you know what? Like, I wouldn't change it for the world.
Plus, you're doing all this while you're in fight camp now, no?
Yeah,
So-
yeah. Training myself full time, so obviously every day of the week, apart from Sunday, sometimes twice a week, as well as teaching. My wife, obviously, as well. She's back competing now after having kids, so she's training as well.
Insane.
I got to train her for
Yeah.
Muay Thai. She's got to train me for strength and conditioning. It's just like loads going on. Man.
Yeah, when did you decide that as well? Because that's wicked as well. Just
Hey,
going up
listen.
to your missus and going, no, you're going to be my strength and conditioning coach. And she's
Before
just like,
that,
yeah, let's do it.
no, before that, I said, yo, you're gonna be my wife. She said,
Yeah.
nah, what are you talking about? So we met in the gym.
Be my wife first, then my strength
Yeah,
and
we
conditioning coach.
met in the gym. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a funny story. We met in the gym, and it was love at first punch. Yeah,
Yeah.
she just was like,
Big right hooks to you.
yeah,
and
that's
it's like,
it. You get me? I
like
was like,
this.
yeah. And then I said to her, oh, man, do you want to do some training? She was like, nah, man, you're trouble. Like, I don't want nothing to do with it. So I
Yes.
invited her over to the gym. I said, yo, let's have a training session. I can show you a few pointers. And then I was riding a bike back then.
Yeah.
Bro, I lost the gym keys. I don't know what happened, but I lost the gym keys. So I met her and I was like, yo, listen, I lost the gym keys. Like, no joke.
I lost the
Yeah,
gym
and
keys,
she's
yeah.
gone, oh yeah,
She
whatever.
Yeah.
And it genuinely, anyways. And then we
Did you find them in the end?
Nah, I didn't.
No, they're still lost.
Yeah.
You had to
And
bury
then-
them to be like,
trust
shit,
me,
I can't be
bro.
found out.
Yeah. And then I took her out. I said, listen, I'll take you out for breakfast.
Yeah.
We went to one of my brethren's Turkish gaff,
Yeah.
and it was nice, really nice. So we sat there, had breakfast, had lunch, had dinner. We were
just spent the whole day with each
bro,
other,
the
yeah?
whole day, bro.
Amazing.
Same restaurant. Everyone was to be looking at us like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But no joke, had breakfast, lunch, and dinner at the same restaurant.
What, just chilling for hours?
Just talking. I think our train station was like 10 o'clock. We left at like 8 or 9.
Wow.
Talking. I've never found it so easy to talk to someone. And then that's it. Never look back, man. Never
Amazing.
look back.
And then what? When did you?
So then,
when did you pop the question? Or when did you say you was going to pop the question?
No, but then she was like, "Oh, I do strength and conditioning," and then she was studying at uni at the time. And then me and my cousin went to her uni to like take part in some of her like studies for her masters or whatever it was. And then it just grew, and she was like, "Oh, I would love to do these tests or see if these training programs work." And I was like, "Yeah, lovely, perfect." Because bro, back in the day, bro, when I was like, I don't know, 18, 19 at uni, I was living by myself. I was just living off like noodles and pizza.
Oh yeah, I always hear, but I didn't go to uni. But I always hear it's just a proper cheap life. You gotta survive almost.
Yeah, and you can't afford all of these foods that you're eating now. But anyways,
yeah.
So pizza and noodles, and she's like, "Well, you're an athlete. You're not meant to be."
Yeah.
And I was like,
Where's
"What?
the
No,
fucking
yeah,
protein?"
I'll just run 10K and lose it or whatever." And anyways, but yeah, so then she was like, "Okay, cool. Now I've got to help you. Like, you need serious help.
You're suffering.
Yeah. So and her dad's a chef, so she's a phenomenal cook.
I've seen some of the
Bro,
videos.
She's a
Tunisian,
phenomenal cook.
Tunisian food, right? Yeah.
That's Tunisian, mum's friend. So yeah, really good cook. I love food. I was like, yeah, you tick all the boxes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You fight, you strength and conditioning,
You handle
good
yourself,
food.
you're
you know what I mean?
respectful.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
mate, you ticked all the boxes.
I
Fair
was
play.
like, yeah, done.
That's
Yeah,
good.
you ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, marry me.
Yeah.
Nah.
And then yeah, the kind of relationship grew, and then we went to Thailand. Both trained, and I was like, yeah, I've been with her for about 3 weeks now. We're not sick of each other, and then obviously did just traditional thing and got married, and then obviously had kids, and then that's it, man. It was
amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, to be like, it's hard because we're kind of so similar, but can be so different.
Yeah.
She's had a completely different upbringing to me, but that's where it works. Like,
Yeah, but sometimes almost like polar opposites attract.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes you don't want someone that's too similar to you, because then you will clash.
Yeah. So yeah, it's good, man. It's good, but also we can provide different. Like, she can relate to people I can't relate to. I can relate to people she can't relate to. So when we're speaking to someone,
So your
it's
joint, it's like
yeah. So when we provide the ladies only classes, this works. When we provide the mixed classes, this works. For the kids, she approaches it this way. I approach it that way. So yeah, it's pretty cool, man. It's pretty
It's
cool.
amazing.
Yeah.
And then with the how's fight camp going? Because you were saying to me just before we got in here, you've had to someone pulled out of a fight, or you had to pull out because of an injury.
Yeah. So fight camp's been going well. Obviously, COVID. Like, bro, I've had like maybe 4 or 5 fight camps, and it's been hard.
Really? Oh,
'Cause
what?
of
There's been
COVID.
pull-outs each time?
Because of COVID, man.
Okay.
COVID. So it's like I was just kind of getting my momentum back, and then COVID hit, and then I was meant to fight in Mexico. We couldn't risk me going out there and getting stuck because it was just start of COVID.
Of course, and you've got kids to come back to work, everything, man. There's
You
too
get
much
me?
to risk now.
I can't do it. I can't afford to do it. So we didn't go out to Mexico. So that's one fight camp got cancelled. And after Mexico, there was meant to be another fight in America. That got cancelled. This is the second fight camp. Remember, fight camps are no joke, bro. I'm taking
can't
time
even
away
imagine.
from my family. I'm training hard, losing weight.
Ain't it like 2-3 sessions a day as well
Bro,
when you're
yeah,
in fight
man.
camp?
Yeah. So
Right.
it's no joke. But then it starts affecting you mentally. Then it's like, they say you can't pour from an empty cup.
Yeah.
And it's like, I wasn't there for my family.
You must be
like
coming
I
home
should.
fatigued. Yeah, of course, you must be.
Bro. And I spent time with my kids, my wife. Like, everyone was struggling and
Must just
suffering.
be on autopilot when you get home.
And then obviously, like, my work ain't easy. Like, if I ain't on point, someone could die.
Yeah.
My colleague could die. Or, you know what I mean? Like, it's no joke. So anyways,
Plus you do PT as well. So it's like you've got people to look after as well as you're looking to save people being a fire brigade. You've got to coach people when you're doing PT. You've got to train.
So it's not easy. But listen. We get stronger. We keep moving. Momentum is a big thing. I'm a big advocate of that. Like, just keep the momentum up. So now I was meant to fight 2 weeks ago as a replacement. Someone pulled out, and I said, "Yo, yeah, I'll step in because I'm fit, ready, on weight." And then had a bit of an accident, cut myself, so that fight couldn't happen. So that has been postponed to end of next month, November.
Okay.
So
you still got to stay on the ball.
So yeah, regardless. But like now, Thailand's opening up, and like travel is opening up and all that kind of stuff. So you never know, man. Like, fights are going to be happening more regular.
Oh, good.
I was at fight show yesterday, so yeah, like, it's good. It's actually very, very good for us athletes and fighters because there's something to look forward to.
How did you cut yourself?
Yeah, it's a long story, man. At work, yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's a bit of a long story.
So with the getting back into fighting, is world champion still an idea for you?
So yes, so the thing with becoming a world champion is obviously you have to kind of defend that title and you have to keep pushing and keep working towards that. And there's like 3-4 big governing bodies that you have to win and be a world champion of. So right now I'm very, very humble. It's like I'm starting from square one. I know what it takes to get to the top, and that's exactly what I'm aiming for. But I'm not going to take, my foot off the gas. I'm going to slowly work my way up back in the rankings, and then aim for that number 1 spot, get another couple world titles, and then just see where it goes from there.
Nice.
But yeah, it's like we're humans. We always want more. So.
Yeah, it's almost like it's greed. To an extent, like they always say, especially with fighters. Because obviously I'm not a fighter, so I wouldn't know. But they always say that you guys struggle to know when to stop, especially once you've tasted it. Sort of just being able to sit back and go, I can still do that.
But I feel like I do know when to stop because I've managed to like stop at certain points in my life when I've had like too much going on, or when I've had my daughters, or when you got to prioritise.
What was the longest gap you stopped for? I forgot to ask you.
My daughters. So when I had my daughters, I think it was like 2 years.
Ah, okay.
Which is the same now for COVID. So I had 2 years off for my daughters, and then came back, fought the number 1, and then started getting my momentum back, and then COVID hit, and now it's been about 18 months.
Fair enough.
So so like I said to you, that's why like a lot of people struggle because they think I want to go straight in there top because this is where I was. No, I'm very humble, but slowly I'm going to start building up again and then get to the top.
Got to think as well, the time you've had off, there's been other monsters in there training to try and go for your spot.
100%, yeah. And there's going to be young, hungry people out there, but nothing beats experience. So
speaking of young, hungry, you're training Ryan Mooner now, isn't it?
I am.
Ryan Mooner's someone that works at the Manor with me. He, I remember first talking about you. I was like, Salah, fucking 3-time world champion. He's like, okay, I'll give him a look. Done his research, and apparently you smashed up someone that he proper respected in the Muay Thai world. Who?
Yeah, looks up to,
Yeah. When he knew that, he was like, I've got to get a session with this guy. He, how's he getting on with training?
He's doing well.
Putting in shifts, yeah?
He's doing very well. Yeah, good. I mean, the good thing about teaching people is seeing them grow.
Yeah.
And like, thankfully, because I've done it at the highest level, it's like I've got so much knowledge to give, and it's like it's so good when people take that in. Because he's learning, he's getting better every single session.
Great. Do you know what? To be fair, I've done pads with him as well. Great coach, man.
Good coach.
He's just really vocal about what needs to be done, but he's not in your face or nothing. He's a good coach.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. He's doing well. I've got loads of like fighters of my own. The reason why, and people ask me this all the time, why haven't you opened your own gym?
Yeah, you should. That'd be a fucking
everyone
vibe,
says
man.
that, but unless I can give you 100%, I'm gonna do it.
Would it be an idea when you pull back from fighting,
100%,
and you got more time to dedicate to it?
100%. Like right now, I've got like maybe 7-8 amateur fighters that do inter clubs and very low level, and it's like they.
That you're coaching?
Yeah.
Amazing.
That is okay, but if I want to get you to the top, unless I can give you 100%, it's not worth it.
So with Ryan doing pads with you, are you coaching him up for a fight, or you just sort of sharpening the skills a bit?
Yeah, a bit of both. So I'm teaching him like some stuff that he wouldn't get elsewhere, but also it's like if you do fight, when you do fight, this is what you need to be doing. This is what works for me.
Yeah.
It might work for you, it might not, but I'm going to give you the weapons and you decide how you want to choose to use them.
Yeah.
Ryan's a good kid, man. Really.
What was the toughest fight you've had? That just played him up. For some reason, I was thinking about the fights and I thought, was there... Yeah, you've been at world champion level, but was there one random fight where you was just like, fuck, this kid is tough?
I've had a couple for 2 different reasons.
Yeah.
The first time I got knocked down was quite tough, just because I thought I was invincible.
Yeah.
And I was young.
Well, going into it, you thought, I'm going to win.
I was young, even during the fight. I was young, I had my hands up and my hands down, saying, no problem, and I was just taking shots, bruv, taking shots. And the referee just thought, listen, mate, you're taking too many shots. And I was like, what? Nah, I'm alright, because you think you're invincible. You're young. Yeah. So that kind of opened my eyes of thinking, man, don't.
So was that more of a pride beating than anything else?
Yes. Yeah. And after that, I changed my whole style. Listen, because don't forget, bro, one punch could end your life.
True.
So it's no joke. And all that pride, you know what I mean?
It's literally like the only sport where it's legal to kill someone. Realistically, you can get away with killing someone.
So that was one of my most difficult defeats. But also, I fought in Vegas against a guy called Judson Clyde. And number 1 in the world, been doing Muay Thai longer than I've been alive, absolute legend. And I got a last minute opportunity to fight him in Vegas. I thought, what, this is my dream come true. And I was doing really well. I just got caught with something that I didn't quite expect or see. And that's it, the fight was over. And it was like, I was so close.
Well, that lights out.
Yeah, well, not lights out, it's just like the whole world is spinning. Yeah. And it was just like, so close, yet so far away. So that was a very, very difficult, because 1 inch, it's a game of inches. If I was just a little 1 inch that way or 1 inch that way, it could have changed my life.
Yeah.
I could have maybe won, or he could have maybe got knocked out. Anything could have happened. But the fight after that, I won in like a 30-second knockout. So it's like
Oh, you put up on your stories today. Yeah, I saw
everything
that.
happens for a reason.
See, I like to speak about loss with fighters. I've done it with you and Charlie now because people struggle to deal with loss anyway, right? So coming from that fighting mentality, I'm going to touch on a conversation I think me and you had before. I asked you, what's a worse kind of loss? Is it a knockout? Because I always used to assume it might be a knockout because you'd be embarrassed or whatever. But I remember you saying to me, the knockout's fine.
Easy.
Because you get up and you're just like, do you know what? I'm hurt, but it's done.
Happens.
I remember you saying that when you've had a war before and in your head you feel like, you kind of won, and then they take it from you. That's worse.
So like people always, I don't know, what's a knock? Listen, knockout is just literally you go to sleep and you wake up.
It's just being caught with the right punch as well. Anyway, it doesn't even matter how hard your chin is. If you get caught,
there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
So it takes it out of your hands. Whereas a loss where you've actually, like, this guy's better than you, like, you know, you then start doubting yourself because you think, right, I gave training camp 100%. Still, this guy was better, faster, more experienced, especially when you're fighting in places like Thailand. You know, these guys, man, I mean, wow, 300 fights, 400 fights. I'm giving you my best. Bro, I'm giving you my best and I just can't keep up. Timing, the balance, I just can't keep up. So then you start thinking, am I good enough? What do I need to change?
Yeah.
Will I ever be able to beat these people? That kind of loss will, you know, hurt your ego a little bit, but also it will be like, it'll push you because that's when you learn.
You can carry that over to life as well, isn't it, with a loss? If you them same questions you just asked yourself, you carry that over to life.
And I say this to people all the time. We are both fighters. Everyone out there is a fighter. We just fight for different things.
Yeah.
You fight for your relationship, your kid, your business, your work. I fight for different things. We all fight. Do you know what I mean? So these questions can be asked, or everyone can relate to them. You know what I mean? We're all fighters, one way or the other.
Yeah. Could you see yourself doing anything else?
I don't know, man. My dream job would be, I don't know, maybe like an F1 driver, something competitive.
Yeah, would you?
Flat and competitive.
I've never had that
and
answer.
scary.
When I've asked people before.
F1 driver.
F1 driver.
That's gangster, man. Fast. You get paid to go fast.
It's good money as well, isn't it?
Really
when
good
you win.
money, yeah. So, you know, F1 driver, I think that'd be pretty cool. But something competitive, something like pretty...
it'd have to be something, where you're just pushing yourself.
Yeah, proper.
You ever seen the training for F1 driving?
Bro, crazy.
It's nuts. It's all like mad neck weights and shit. I never thought... You just think you jump in a car and you drive.
Nah, man.
Until you actually do a bit of research on it. They've got to go through some shit.
G-force they go through is crazy. And they have to be strong. And they have to be a certain weight as well. Too heavy, that car is putting... You know what I mean? It's not going to go as fast.
With everything you've learned, what message would you like to give to a younger generation? You deal with the younger generation anyway, but what's the message you'd like to keep telling them if you don't already?
You know, like if I was to have a message for the younger generation, it would be don't rush.
Yeah.
You know, don't rush. Take things slow. Don't make irrational decisions. Like just try and think things through. Like the amount of decisions that I've made that I've gone, raw, man. If I just thought that through, if I just took my time a little bit, I would have never done that.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Just take your time, man. No one knows what they're gonna be like. I didn't know what I wanted to do at uni. I didn't know I was gonna be a world champion. I didn't know any of this stuff. You know, it doesn't matter. Just slowly, and also be around good people, man.
I always preach that.
Yeah.
Like just drop in the right people, and your life will change.
Yeah. 100%.
It's not even people that have done you wrong. A lot of the time, it could just be people that you look around and go, man, you got no fucking goals for yourself, man.
Nothing.
And because I see you as a friend, I'm kind of adopting that, and I feel like, they're not doing it, and you kind of get into that circle of just,
bro,
dossing, as fucking Fury called it, like just dossing about doing fuck all.
We have a saying, man. You chill with people that are garbage collectors, you're gonna stink.
Yeah.
You chill with people that sell perfume, you're gonna smell nice. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So try and have that around you.
Just wanting a nicer quality for yourself, right?
Bro, listen. At the end of the day, the person with the most knowledge wins. Yeah. You just gotta try and get knowledge, get experience. If you can learn from someone, that's it. That's a good person.
That's a good thing as well, isn't it? Dropping your ego and just being able to go, fuck, this person knows more than me.
Bro, listen.
What can I learn off them
100%.
without even worrying about pride or anything like that? Just what can I learn off this person?
So, for example, Nez, she's my student. Ryan, he's my student. And they teach me stuff all the time. They're my students, but they teach me stuff all the time, whether it's about life or whether they just do something. I think, that can be used in. You know what I mean? So it's you have to be an open book. You have to be open-minded.
Just being willing.
100%.
Yeah, be willing all the time.
Listen, 1% every day. Better 1% every day. That's all that you need to be. So if if the younger generation don't want to rush, they want everything now. Even me, you want it now. Want a champion now. World champion now. All the money now. Range Rover now. Rolex now. Everything now. Nah, take your time, man. Chill. It'll come at the right time. Because remember, school days, you see a guy in a Porsche, old man, you think, rah, man, he's old. I want that now.
Yeah.
Nah, man, there's a process.
You don't understand the grind.
Yeah, there's a process. You get me? There's a process behind it. So yeah, man, just take it slow, and there's no rush for anything.
Good. And one thing I love to end podcasts with, right, and this is the one that always throws people off. What's your definition of happiness?
My definition of happiness is having time with your family, being able to spend time with your family. Like that for me is like
That's your spot.
yeah,
That's your home as well.
yeah, because like I've been in situations where I've been going through some stuff and I'm with my family but I'm not really with them. Do you understand? Or I'm with them but I'm trying to do this or I'm trying to do that. So having like just time where it's just you and your family, for me that's happiness. You ain't got to worry about nothing.
Respect that.
Yeah,
I'm with you on that one. I never normally jump in, but I agree totally. Family times.
Growing up, bro, you think you think happiness is money and having
You do, innit? As a kid, especially a council estate kid, mate, all you want is money. It's the only thing you're taught.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, I want everything.
You're looking up to all these people with all of this stuff, like materialistic stuff, brands and Balenciagas and Rolexes, and you think, yes, my man looks happy because of the picture. That's what I need, the Lambo. But now, bro, like you see, you're with people in Lambos, you're in Lambos, you've got Rolexes, you've got these things. Actually, I want. And
they're still struggling mentally.
Yeah, exactly.
They're still struggling, no matter how much they got. They struggle
Tyson
mentally.
Fury, man, big up Tyson Fury. Won yesterday.
Mate.
He's a G, but he said it himself. He said, "Yo, I was in a Rolex with my world title, and I was gonna commit suicide.
Yeah.
Hated myself."
He said there was a good one where he's walking on the beach somewhere and he's like, I know millionaires and billionaires and even the billionaires are still, they're mentally struggling because they just want more. You have to just be content with what you have.
Exactly, and that's why having time, like stress-free time with your family is that is ultimate.
So switching off for the family.
Yeah, ultimate, man. Ultimate, because, that is everything. That is everything. And everyone needs that or wants that, Everyone can relate to that as well. If you don't have kids, you can spend time with your parents or your grandparents as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and another piece of advice I would give the youth,
please.
this is a good one as well. Spend time with people older than you.
Yeah, I agree.
That's a big one, man.
My sister's boyfriend, years ago, right? Good dude, really, really good dude. I used to chill with him loads, and I swear to God, apart from my dad, he taught me how to be a genuine man.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He was just a
been
good
through it,
dude.
man.
Yeah, he'd been through it, and I was just, at the time, he's giving me lessons or whatever, and I was like, I was chatting shit, man. You don't want to take it in as a kid, but then as you get older, you're like, fuck, he was right, man. Drop this person, stay away from this person, stay out of trouble. You're like,
I was lucky, I spent a lot of time with my dad, so I was around my dad's friends. Even at school, I was always chilling with people like 2-3 years older than me. A lot of my friends are older than me, so it's like they've been through it or they know certain things or experiences is ultimately. And so try and spend time with like your grandparents or your parents or friends that are old, people that are older than you, because they've been through different things than you. And it'll put things into perspective. Like, I love spending time with my grandparents. Like, I'm very lucky because I met my grandma on my dad's side, met my grandma and my granddad on my mum's side. My father and my mother-in-law are quite like spend time with them because they really have been through it and they know you got to slow things down. Like, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Because when you get to that, it's like the only thing that matters is your feelings, your experience.
True.
I mean, so
when you go home, it's like how you feeling.
Man.
It's alright how with that face you put on outside. But it's like how you feeling when you get home. That's where it matters.
So spend time with people, man. Like that. It's good.
I love that, mate. That was World Mental Health Day as well, and you've just dropped a few gems there, man. So I appreciate you coming on, giving me an hour of your time. That's episode 11, bro.
Absolute pleasure, man. Thank you very much for
having
having
me.
me.
Thank you so much, my brother.
Love, man.
Take care.